Hello friends, family, and fans. I'm Harder D, and this is Critical Threats D&D Stories. Today we have a story about a total party kill in a campaign where there's not even immediate danger. This takes special talent to achieve, so I guess we gotta see how this crazy train goes. And so our story begins. This is a story how my group TPKed inside of a non-hostile city campaign. In the tutorial area, nonetheless. All that was needed was to make 50 gold and they would be able to enter the bigger world, as it was an open world campaign. So this is how it went. People involved. Me, the DM, an elf druid, a human warlock, a silver-scaled kobold paladin, their color is important, and a gnoll bard, which wasn't really there for most of the game, so she won't really be mentioned. Players had the choice of being lawful or unlawful in the city. Open world, the mission was the city. Shape it into whatever you would like and grow. Players couldn't agree on a side, either to support the lawful side and clean up crime, or support the unlawful side and use crime to gain profits. This made it very difficult. Druid wanted to be lawful, but didn't like doing domestic things that are lawful. The kobold wanted to do crime, high risk, high reward. However, was opposed by the druid at every decision. The warlock is new and shy, and doesn't really speak up much or throw out his ideas, so he just kind of goes with the flow. Finally, I give the players an assassination mission, and for once the party agreed on it. They were given a specific dagger with an insignia on it, and you were supposed to kill the dude and leave the knife as evidence. Simple, right? Nope! Dude successfully got lured into a hovel by the warlock with a pretty convincing point as well as a good persuasion roll. Got inside and kobold was ready to strike. Warlock seemed to hesitate, though it may have been my fault as I didn't discuss in detail that you can instantly kill people and enemies outside of combat as narrative. Then the druid goes up to the dude and decides to tell them that they were sent to kill him and she wants his information. He says that if he says anything, he will be killed anyways. This makes a lot of sense, as every person in cinema who talks is killed after they spill the info. Now that the party is questioning each other, the target whips off his cloak and throws it at the druid, closest to him, and with a low dex save got caught up in the cloak. The target then opened the door and ran out as fast as he could. The warlock threw an eldritch blast, which dealt 7 damage. Mind you that this target has 10 HP, just in case it was necessary. The kobold tried to attack with a range attack, but missed. A few failed perception checks later, and the guy was out of sight. So what does the party do? Head off in the direction he ran and try to catch up? Nope again! Druid turns into a direwolf and wants to track him. The problem with tracking is that it takes a while, like move at half speed takes a while. In this time, the target managed to get away to a different part of town and to report to the guards that a person is trying to kill him and that they are following him. Remember, this guy is not a criminal, so there's no reason for them not to believe and help him. Now the party shows up, tracking them to the location where the guards are waiting to see if people will show up. And lo and behold, there is the party. So the guards are going to try to stop the assassins, so the party engages them. Okay. Finally, we have a direction for the campaign. They are going to be outlaws, on the run with the chaotic side. Time for some guards to die. Nope, nope, nope. They knock out the first guard, which is apparently a thing you can do in 5e, so the guy isn't dead. They kill the 4 of the other guards, which is a lot of dire wolf ripping them apart, because moon druids are super OP at low levels. Then the last guy, she uses Intimidate, which she has advantage on since she just slaughtered the other guards and is a direwolf, so he fled. So to sum it up, 4 dead guards, 1 left unconscious, and the other let go. These are guards, the law enforcement. Okay, so fast forward a small bit, like still the same session. And what is their brilliant idea? They go report their attack to the government office that houses multiple guards. At that point, I am scrambling to think of any way to try to save this. So I say, well, an investigation needs to be conducted. Here is the problem. They are still holding the dagger with the insignia. The whole point is that the insignia is from an opposing noble who has beef with the guy's family, which, by the way, he is a noble. Which, right there, put them in the light that they were to work for the house that wants him gone. That is the first problem. Second, they left the guards alive, so they can be recognized. And mind you, the kobold is a silver-scaled kobold. The fact that they proudly go around and show off about how rare they are. And lastly, I have written that the guards of this city are actually paid mercenaries who enforce the law for the pay. They are not lawful guards, so of course they're wanting their own justice. And so, with the conclusion of the investigation, they were all found guilty and publicly executed for the attempted assassination and murder of the guards. The worst part to me is that the druid later on comes to tell me and says that it is my fault the game ended that way. I should have let them capture the guy. I should have just given them more gold so they can get out of Lowtown faster. I should have not made the guards attack us. I will say that I tried a lot in my arsenal to try to propel them forward. However, I strongly do believe in consequences of their actions. If a game doesn't have rules, then what is the fun in playing it? I also rely a lot on dice rolls when shit hits the fan. The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away. As a result, the campaign ended, and as for the player druid, I sadly had to ask them to leave, as I feel like they were the ones holding the narrative back and not wanting to do anything. Then expected a deus ex machina to save the day from their own choices. End of story. Dungeon Masters always have to walk the line of maintaining structure of the game, as well as providing a fun game for the players. But for players to blame the DM for their own choices, I kind of feel like that party just wasn't designed to play together. If a player and a DM clash, then maybe they do need to go their separate ways. And that's okay. Not everyone needs to play together. Not every DM needs to cater to every kind of player. But what do you think? Do you think the DM should have given in and just made the game easier? Or do you believe that players make their bed, so they should lay in them? Let me know down in the comments. Like the video if you were entertained, and subscribe if you want to hear more D&D crazy stories. And until next time, may Paler bless your rolls. Praise the sun!